The following Earth Angel Media presentation is brought to you commercial-free as a gratuity from the sponsor producer named after the show. Please consider their message. Find other high-value shows listed at earthangelproject.com. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to Soul Decodes. Join us as we wander off the path to find the ideas that fascinate. We talk about spirituality, the mind, the ego, wellness, and hidden history with tips, travels, and tales. Charms for a better life.
All right, the phones are muted, the mics are on, and we are on the air.
Rocking and rolling.
Yay. Welcome, everybody. You're listening to Soul Decodes. My name is Dr. Tia Julie Phillips, and I'm sitting across from author, philanthropist, and thinker. I know I'm missing some things.
Oh, yeah, well, you might be, but
right?
so am I.
But I'm missing a bunch of things. But Sarah Thierry, welcome to the Treehouse.
Yes, lovely to be here.
What's going on? It's been a week. It's been a busy
we're
week.
September the 11th
There's
today.
a lot of things going on.
Today is September the 11th.
Yeah, so this will be airing September 12th,
Yeah.
but today's the 11th. So
And just want to honour all the people that went in to try and save other people.
Mm-hmm. And
You know, that
Yeah.
was pretty terrifying.
yeah, so we can
First responders, and everyone's
I think-
families, that was just a fucking shit show.
Yeah, I think we should honor we all have to acknowledge that something happened on 9/11,
Yeah.
2001. We have to acknowledge that.
Yeah, 24 years ago.
Some dirtbags did some bad things.
Dirtbag shit.
Yeah. I want to encourage everyone to do some deep research in terms of what actually happened
Yes.
there and who was behind it.
Yeah.
Who were the dirtbags behind that?
I remember picking out David Icke's book, and he did Alice in Wonderland and the 9/11 disaster, and I've heard all the alternatives of what it could be. Mm-hmm. It was something that actually spurred me to write Is This the Best God Could Do? Because I'd lost my mum a few months previously, and then what I saw were a load of people killing us because we didn't have their belief system. That's what I took from that.
So I didn't know what we're going to talk about, but let's just explore that a little bit further because we've spoken briefly over the past year or so about human behaviors and conspiracies and control gambits, and I mentioned at one point the Hegelian Dialectic, which means there's a problem, reaction, solution. That means if you want to accomplish something, all you have to do is create a problem.
Yeah, and fix it.
Get the reaction and
Yeah.
render the solution that you want.
Yeah.
And really, if you wanted to take the rights away from all the Americans who think they're free, who think they have the right to say what they want, and they can hold their own weapons and defend themselves, if you wanted to defeat that, how do you take that all away? Well, what you do is you create a situation and you create an enemy and you...
Yeah. And distract people, get them riled up, fearful of something.
Get them all afraid and get them pulling. And the best thing to do is get them to fight against each other.
Fight against each other and put a lot of surveillance on them, and they'll like that because you're going to tell them it'll make them feel secure, and it's just awful.
Yeah, and there's no security.
And then we're also dealing today, I think it was yesterday I was watching the news, and I don't know anything about this guy. It's Charlie Kirk. Was assassinated.
I want to talk about that.
On the way over, I was listening to Megyn Kelly, and she had this guy on the show. I don't remember what his name was, but he was basically, from what I get, and that's only 10 minutes of listening, that he was assassinated for believing a certain way and talking about his beliefs. And he was killed for that. Now, I don't really care what you believe, because you're allowed to believe what you want, and you're allowed to talk about your beliefs. I don't care what he believed or why he died, but someone has cancelled him. I mean, it's counselling on steroids. You are done. You are never speaking again. And it's absolutely terrifying.
I'm going to explore that in just a moment, because I think we do need to honor the life of Charlie Kirk, and also just have a conversation about what he was doing and what he was saying,
Okay.
Again,
Now, I understand from listening to Megyn Kelly, he was a Christian. I'm not a Christian. I don't believe Jesus died for my sins, but I don't mind if you believe that. If you believe that, that's fine, and you should be allowed to express that. It's not about why can't we live in harmony with people, but that we disagree with their point
and
of view.
let's get to that in just a minute, because I totally agree with you, but let's close this one thought.
Okay, yeah.
Because we opened up with this idea of 9/11. So there are still people who are not willing to question the official narrative. They're not willing. It's like, well,
Or they can't be bothered because they can't change it.
The people on the news said it was true. I'm going to believe it.
And I'm just going to go to work and I'm going to live my life, and I can't change it if it's this or it's that, and I can't prove anything. I don't know what's true anymore, what's not, and what good is it if I get crazy about it.
But if the end result, to keep me safe, because I think it was Ben Franklin. Who knows what the actual truth is? Like who quoted who and who said what? But the word on the street is that this guy named Ben Franklin said that if you're willing to sacrifice your freedom for security, you deserve neither.
Yeah.
So where are we at now?
I think as a human being, just in a hippie level, you do deserve freedom and security. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I don't think that's something you should have to earn. You're saying you have to earn that. No, I don't think you have to earn that. I think that should be a civil liberty, and it's yours just because you're human.
Well, freedom is freedom is essential.
Well, when he said you deserve neither, it's like fuck you. I'm a human being, and I deserve to be free, and I deserve to be secure just by nature of being a human.
But freedom, that's the whole point is sometimes if you're truly free and you're counting on somebody else to grant you security, then you've surrendered your freedom.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
Yes.
Freedom.
But you're free in your own right under the freedom that you have willingly surrendered, because you're not willing to question the dirty laundry.
Well, that's the whole point, is like...
but some people aren't that curious. They're like, I cannot affect this. This is happening. There's nothing I can do. And I don't care because I need my life to look like this. And a lot of people are just holding their shit together.
Well, the only way we're really going to... Because this is a question about freedom. Because, we all tell stories, right? Our lives are about pictures and stories. My life is actually all about freedom. When I look back, because I was with a group.
Well, you're trying to create an even playing field in outer reality, and I really respect that.
Yeah, and that's what we'll talk about.
You're opening up ideas and talking about them that people haven't had, and it's great. And you shouldn't be silenced. Anyway, I'm going back to Charlie then, but we can go back on.
Well, yes, we have three things on the table right now. We have 9/11.
Juggling.
We have Charlie Kirk and what he was about. I didn't listen to him a whole bunch, but I kind of knew who he was. And then let's talk about Web3 and how that can bridge some gaps. Again, y'all, if you're listening for the first time, welcome. We do not script anything. Like, we turn on the mics and we start yapping. Yeah. So you're tracking with us just as I always joke with Sarah that, there's no way she can possibly know the next thing I'm going to say, because I don't even know the next thing I'm going to say. No. So, but what I want to admonish people to do is take a deep dive into 9/11. For heaven's sake.
And what good is it going to do them if you're right about it? What do they do with that?
Well, I'm not
knowledge?
Interested in being right.
No, that's
an ego
not what I'm
position.
asking. That's not what I'm asking. What benefits them to know the truth in their everyday reality? Why should they?
Okay, well, let me just ask you, if somebody broke into your house 24 years ago and took some stuff.
That's personal, though.
No, this is personal.
Well, no, 9/11.
Somebody broke into our country.
Yes.
And they ripped off more. They ripped off more than you can ever know. They ripped off a chunk of our freedom, and that's not okay. So, I brought it down to the house level, Sarah, because if somebody broke into your house, you would look for those dirt bags, and you would continue to look for them until you track them down.
I think that if that happened in my house, yes, I would.
This is our house.
But not, yes, and that's the difference, you see. But I think a lot of people are going to be on the level. My house is my little bubble. I've got this going on, this going on, this going on, and I can't do anything about this great big picture that's going on. And so they're not as curious, and there's nothing they can do to affect that. Right. But you don't believe that. You believe that you can affect that that just by communicating ideas about what the fuck's going
I
on.
would hope so.
And I really respect you doing it. I just don't know how compelling it is for a lot of people who are just hanging on to the last threads of self-control. A lot of people aren't doing as well as you and I.
Well, okay, so let's frame that up. It doesn't take but a few of us to defend the freedom. So if most people don't want to look in this direction, if they don't want to deep dive on 9/11, if they don't want to know the truth, fine. Don't get in my way, though.
Yes.
Don't, just because I'm...
Yeah, I care, and I just want to expose it.
Just because I care about our freedoms.
Blow. Yeah.
Just because I care. Yeah. And I still want to find those dirtbags, and I will be relentless and tenacious until we find the dirtbags from 24 damn years ago. Well, don't get in my way, because the truth affects you too. Because you're going to the TSA and they're groping you the same as way, and they're X-raying you and checking out your implants. Yeah. So I'm not saying you have implants. I'm just saying they're checking out everything inside and out of you.
Absolutely.
And you are complicit if you don't push back on that.
Yeah.
Because those dirtbag TSA people, they're not your friends.
When I went to Mexico, it was the first time since 9/11, when that all happened after 9/11, that I was able to wear my shoes going through. And I thought, if Trump has done that, good for you, because that was fucking a joke having to do that.
The whole thing is, the purpose for 9/11 was for dirtbag globalists who are not American. They have nothing to do with what they don't understand. They understand what being an American means. They understand that we love each other, we love peace, we do love security, but we also recognize security is not something that's granted. My security, the reason we have weapons, the reason we have a Second Amendment, is not because I have a dirtbag neighbor. It's because they're psychopaths at the global elite level. They consider themselves better than us. They want us to be slaves, and we're not willing to do it.
And what's their motivation?
I don't care.
Yeah, but care. Yeah, but I do care, because so is it power? Is it greed? What is it?
I don't know.
Do they have souls?
Look, I mean, if
what motivates you to want to enslave a bunch of people?
Sarah, if somebody breaks into your house and takes your stuff and runs away and sells it at the pawn shop, does it matter what their motivation was? I
think I'd like to know.
Well, I'd like to know too, and we will know. I already know. I know who did it, and I know why they did it. But the thing is...
And they got what they wanted?
Not yet, because some of us are still alive. Mic drop. Don't drop the mic if it's not yours. But as long as there's a handful of us freedom lovers that understand that, look, you and I can absolutely hate each other, but you have a right to say what you want to say. This is a good chance let's talk about Charlie Kirk, okay? Right. So for those of you who are just, you probably know this by now, but there was
I didn't know who he was.
Yeah, I mean,
I saw this. I mean, he's died a martyr, and
Well, I mean, I don't know if he died a martyr.
Well, that's how it's going to be perceived. It's going to be from the Christian right, for sure.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Charlie Kirk was actually a really brilliant person.
Was he?
Yeah, he was. I heard him talk a couple times. Not live.
What was his job?
So he was just like a Joe Rogan type of person. He was
okay.
But he was very conservative. But people you got to chill out your brains a little bit. Just chill out. Just because somebody says conservative or liberal doesn't mean they're dirtbags. You could be the leftist left or the rightist right. Would you just shut up for a minute and listen to the other side?
Yeah.
The odds are pretty good.
And when you
the odds are pretty good that you have a lot in common with each other.
And when you do listen to the other side, just because they disagree with you, why does that have to put this schism in? Why are you now the enemy? You don't agree with me. Not only are you the enemy, I'm going to silence you. I mean, this is demonic. Being killed like that is absolutely demonic.
No, yeah, it's not okay. There's
terrible. And it's just because you're talking about things, and I don't agree with everything he says, but he has the right to say it. Right,
I agree. I mean, I've heard some things he says. The reason I never listened to him a whole bunch is because he does burp up a lot of the traditional Christian stuff, and I just don't buy off on it.
That's not me neither, so I wouldn't ever be interested in him, but it doesn't matter to me.
But it doesn't matter, because even if just because I didn't listen to him, even if I didn't agree with him, because he said a lot of good stuff too.
Sure.
He really did. He would at least take the time to listen to the other story. He would then turn around and make fun of them sometimes,
yes.
But the point
But
is,
he was still evangelizing an idea, and the
Right.
idea was that Jesus died for your sins and you will go to heaven if you believe. I mean, he was an
mean-
evangelist, and I wonder, because if he was an evangelist, do we know who killed him, who took him out?
But I'm going to talk about that in a moment.
Okay.
So here's the thing: put aside the Jesus story and the Christian story. The man took the time to listen to the other side. He took the time to at least listen and understand the other side. Even though he didn't agree with them, we have to honor him for doing that much. Yeah. I think all of us can learn. If you're
Exchange
listening,
ideas.
If you're listening to this and you want to really honor Charlie Kirk, you can honor him by taking time to listen to the other side of the story, because he did that. That was very central. Now, if you listen to most of what he said, put aside the religious stuff, he was big about family. He actually...
Who wanted him silenced?
Well, we'll get to that. Who stands... Okay, well, let's get to it now. I just wanted to encourage people. I don't know Charlie Kirk. I never met him. I didn't listen to him much, but nobody deserved what he got. Nobody deserves to be silenced for what they say.
And we don't want to live in a totalitarian nightmare culture where we kill each other for a different point of view.
Now, let's talk about some of the possibilities of who and why he
said,
was...
you've got to go. Yeah.
Who took him out. Now, I should share with you that over a month ago, Charlie Kirk was starting to talk about the idea that he may be taken out.
Oh, he foresaw this?
Yes. And he specifically talked about, I'm going to say this, but then we don't have to talk about it. I want people to know that just because maybe there's a cardinal or a pope that's Catholic and that cardinal or pope was a dirtbag does not mean that all Catholics are dirtbags. Just because there's a Protestant preacher that's a dirtbag does not mean that all Protestants are dirtbags.
Yeah, and not all blondes are stupid.
Not all blondes are stupid.
Yeah.
Not all
Stop stereotyping, stop forming clumping us all.
Just because one person is a dirtbag or a small group of people are dirtbags doesn't mean all of them are. Even politicians, not all of them are dirtbags. There's actually probably 5 or 10 that are actually good people.
Beautifully motivated,
right?
Yeah.
So let's just get away from this idea that this person's part of this group, therefore the whole group is the whole group is dirtbags.
I think in English, tarred with the same brush. That's what you've got to stop doing. Yeah.
So
treat people as just to merit it on an individual basis.
Charlie spoke out against this small group. Now, there's a difference between the biblical Israelites and the Israeli people of now and Zionists.
Okay.
There's a difference between these groups of people, okay? I'm not going to talk about the biblical...
Is it a subtle difference or is it...
Oh, no, it's not.
Right.
It's not even nuanced. It's not subtle or nuanced. There's...
because of their agendas.
It's what are they trying to accomplish? When you look at the Zionists and you do a deep dive on what Zionism is, and I know that there's people who will push back on this. Don't push back on me. Do your own research and understand that your faith has been hijacked. Your faith has been hijacked the same way that many religions
Who's
have been
hijacked whose faith?
Right. So go back to you can start by looking at...
No, I need to get to the bottom of who's hijacked whose faith. You've got, so the modern day Israel and Gaza. Okay. Who's hijacked whose faith?
Okay, so go back, try to find some maps that are 80, 90, 100 years old. Go to some old encyclopedias and show me a picture of the state of Israel. Show me where Israel is.
It didn't exist.
Didn't exist.
No.
Okay.
So
you can start.
Are the Zionists the Jewish people that believe that God gave them this little piece of land, that this is biblical, this is what God gave you, you're the seed of Abraham, and Zionists, are they the people that believe that this Israel is God-given to them?
Let me be very clear. The Zionists of now are about world domination.
Oh.
And you have to go back to what's called the Ashkenazis, Ashkenazi Jews that actually go all the way back, and they're rooted into what is now Ukraine. So go back and look at a documentary. It's called Ukraine on Fire. You don't have to believe.
Like to look at that.
You don't have to believe of everything. You don't have to believe everything, but go back. You have to go back. It goes all the way back to the trade, the Silk Road. It goes back to all of that. So this is nothing
Crazy.
new.
This has just been building momentum.
My point is that what we now see as, quote, Israel, there was a time not long ago where you could see Muslims, Buddhists, agnostics, atheists, Christians sitting there with the Jews in Palestine, breaking bread together. They had stores next to each other. Their children played together. This is not even 70 years ago where they were playing in the streets together, celebrating each other's religions, celebrating each other's differences.
And you've got two mortal enemies.
What happened?
So what did happen?
What happened?
Why do you hate each other?
Right. So how do you get people to hate each other? How would you do it? If you wanted people to hate each other, how would you do it?
If I wanted someone to hate someone else, I would say to that person, your religion is real. No other religion is the word of God. And everyone who doesn't believe what you believe is the embodiment of Satan. That would be how I would brainwash. That would be how I'd brainwash someone.
That'd be a good starting point. I mean, one way to... That'd be a good starting point.
Yeah.
But the truth is...
create the enemy.
People...
You say that God has favorites is what you do.
But most people, though, Sarah, would probably shrug their shoulders and say, you can believe whatever you want. Don't care.
Yeah, but you've got to be careful what you believe.
Okay, but watch this. What you have to do is you have to do what's called a false flag. And you have to do them repeatedly. False flag, false flag, false flag. Now, a false flag does not mean something did not happen. It means something damn well did happen, but you're blaming somebody else.
Yes.
That's a false flag.
Yeah.
Because the idea with a false flag would be like, if
it's a decoy.
Let's just say I was a British soldier, right? And I'm carrying the British flag, but I'm not really a British soldier. I'm actually...
Exactly.
I'm a German.
It's an ambush.
All right? And I'm a German dressed like a British soldier, carrying a British flag, and I go do a dastardly deed, and I run off, and I burn the uniform, burn the flag, and now everybody saw a British soldier doing something dastardly. Who gets blamed? British.
Soldier.
And they decapitated the person, they put the body in a dumpster, and everybody saw this British person with a British uniform and a British flag do it. The dastardly deed...
Blame the enemy.
The dastardly deed happened under a false flag. That's what that means. It's a false flag. So what we want to do is say, okay, who stands to gain the most? With 9/11, who stood to gain the most? The people who hated America. Why? Because they wanted Americans to surrender their freedoms.
And why?
In the name of security. Oh, why did they do it?
Yeah, why did they want us to surrender our freedoms?
You're asking me to assess the mind of a psychopath.
Yeah, exactly.
You're trying to make...
I get stuck on this.
I know,
all
don't
the
get
time.
stuck.
Yeah.
Don't get stuck. Whatever the reason is, they're doing it. You don't even have to know. Robin gets stuck on that too.
Money or greed. I mean, I just cannot put myself...
I know, but you don't have to.
No, because they're psychopaths.
Robin runs into this all the time. She's like, why would somebody do this? Why would they do this? Why would they... Stop. Stop asking why they would do it and just understand that they did it.
Yeah.
Just they did it. All right? Some of them telegraph it too. They literally come out and say what they're going to do.
Yeah.
So when you look at like the Ashkenazi,
and this is linked with the Zionists.
The Zionists, they literally, they feel like they don't, it's not just like they own some small city on the Mediterranean.
They feel like they own the whole fucking planet.
They own the world, like everything's them. And if you're not the chosen people, then you are you're
the enemy.
No, you're not even the enemy. You're not even qualified to be an enemy.
Right.
They refer to you as like chattel, like sheep.
God chose us, not you.
You're basically no different than a cow or a dog.
Is this the best God can do? I did a whole chapter on that, and it's called God has favorites. No, 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 and it's a whole chapter on that.
Okay, so I'm not.
Yeah, you've appointed God choosing you. I mean, how audacious! God hasn't chosen anyone; He's chosen us all. All of us.
Right. So I think what's going to happen if you do the deep dive.
I mean, again, that goes back to an issue with this race of people and God. And you have basically said, you're chattel, we're not. We're going to rule the world.
So watch.
I mean, is that the bottom line?
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's my take on it. And it's, again, I have so many Jewish friends.
Me too.
This has nothing to do
And we don't
with,
even need to mention that again because that's bullshit.
This has nothing to do with the beautiful, beautiful Jewish people.
No.
I know
to do with
so
an idea.
many. Absolutely.
It's an idea that someone's taken to the fucking extreme.
You know who should be pissed? There's going to be some Jewish people pissed off at me or just for talking about this. Stop.
Yeah.
I'm not the enemy. I'm a messenger, and I'm telling you, your religion has been hijacked, and you have
by
to get
psychopaths.
By a bunch of psychopaths. And if you're Jewish, don't be pissed at me. Be pissed at the psychopaths that broke into your home and took your religion. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Don't be pissed at me. I didn't break into your house.
Yeah, this is just information. You're sharing ideas.
And the Christians, if there's cardinals or bishops or popes that are
priests
that if they've commandeered your religion, because even in the Christian faith, there's been so many rewrites to the Bible just in the past few hundred years. There's so many rewrites. Look at Scofield, and Scofield rewrote the Bible, right? So look at Scofield and how the rewrites that Scofield did to what we call the modern day full and complete truth of God, right? Shoot, you can go. I'd rather go back to where's the Book of Enoch?
Yeah.
Well, you got to
go back to the books that weren't included.
You got to go back to Ethiopia to find that book.
Yeah.
And they talk about your spiritual self. They talk about other beings.
I think you've got, with the monotheistic religions, and that's why I wrote Is This the Best God Could Do? You've got the three monotheistic religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. All of them believe that they're chosen and that the rest aren't, and it's their job to convert us. That's fucked. I believe that God is everything. I believe that we're God's sense receptors and we're in some type of reality game here which we're orchestrating and we're affecting matter. So I don't have the belief system. Yeah. But you've got this common belief system from the monotheistic faith and each believe that God chose them.
And it's kind of messed up.
It's absolutely fucked.
But it's like a bunch of third graders saying, no, I'm the teacher's favorite. No, I'm the teacher's favorite.
God loves me, not you. You've got to do what I want.
It's like, no. Look, you're a parent and I'm a parent. I've got grandkids.
And it's the monotheistic religions, the people that talk on behalf of the monotheistic religions are the people that are causing chaos in this world.
Look, and it's every war is a religious war.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get rid of religion, and John Lennon was basically...
Well, it's a monotheistic religion, though. You've got three faiths, all belonging to the roots of Abraham, right? All actually saying, no, they're all the same. They're rooted in the same iconography. And you've got... Jesus is coming back according to the Christians. I think according to the Jews, it's not going to be the Messiah, but he could come back and he's from the line of David. And then I don't know about the Muslims. They probably believe something's going to come back and save them from this mess. And it's their job to convert the rest of us. They all believe that. I'm not quite sure where the Jewish people think they have to convert us.
All I'm saying is...
You can't convert, actually.
All I'm saying is, if you have a faith and it works for you, God bless you. Let that faith work for you.
If that faith is causing chaos in the world, then it has to be discussed and picked apart and scrutinized.
If your religion is not fair to other people, you need to. I almost swore. I almost said the F word, but I didn't.
That would have been funny.
If your religion doesn't treat other people as
you're
children,
targeting other people
as children of an infinite divine creator, you need an effing different religion.
Yeah, or inspect
because yours is jacked up.
Yours sucks.
You need to go reclaim your original religion because the one you're praying about, the one you're worshiping right now, is jacked up. Mm-hmm. Simple as that.
I agree.
So now in America, we have this so-called freedom of religion. So the people who are going to get jacked up about Charlie Kirk getting shot because he's Christian, here's what's going to happen. Now, I said this within a couple hours of hearing about Charlie got shot. I within a couple hours. I have a good idea who shot that, who called that shot. Maybe not the trigger man, but I know who made that hit.
Is that something you're prepared to say?
I think that first of all, it's all my opinion anyway.
Yeah,
It's my opinion, but I would not be surprised if they were the same dirtbags that did 9/11. that were behind 9/11.
So this Zionist global, this is going back to these same psychopaths.
And just understand.
Okay, so what's
just let me clarify this. If you're a Christian, you're going, oh yeah, the Zionists. Y'all need to take a deep dive into what the Jesuits are about too. So don't be sitting there on your high horse saying that Christians are all that clean and everything. You need to kind of clean house on your own people and take a look at what the Jesuits are about too. So there's no clean people here.
Yeah, exactly. And that you have to iterate that again. There's no clean people, and we're not going to be tarnished by the same brush as another person.
Right.
We're going to be individually approached and judged.
My job is, as an American, is to value.
So these people that
you.
are doing this, why did they take him out? Because he was too much of a mouthpiece, that they were threatened by what he was saying?
There's probably, okay, first of all, whenever you ask that question, you have to ask the question, who's got the most to gain? Now, this is my opinion. I'm just going to tell you.
But they took him out because he was a threat, right?
No.
No?
They
took him out?
I think he's a patsy.
Oh.
I think they took him out. Well, he's not the patsy. He's the target. But the reason he was taken out was because if you look at all of these other shootings, right? The so-called shootings, they were not staged. They were actually real shootings, right? That's what they want you to believe. Going all the way back to Sandy Hook, all this stuff.
And they're going on because the people that have sanctioned it want what to happen.
Well, watch. This is all about gun control. All of it. And here's why. Watch, this is what's going to happen. I promise you, this is the slippery slope.
Interesting, yeah.
Within hours of hearing about Charlie Kirk, first of all, I was stunned. I thought, that's audacious.
I never even heard of him.
Within hours of hearing about that, I told my spouse, I said, I promise you that the shooter is they're going to blame a transgender shooter.
Oh.
They're going to blame, why? Because all of these other shootings, the person was a gender deviant, they were transgender, they were this and that. And if you look at what the news cycle is saying, they're saying, we need gun control so transgender people don't have guns. Okay, but watch this. First of all, I hardly know any LGBTQ people that are regular gun carriers. I'm just putting that out there. Mm-hmm. So the mathematical probability that all of these shooters had guns and they were good enough to snipe somebody and kill somebody, the mathematical probability is right about zero.
Right.
So just put on your thinking cap and say, how many transgender people are there? Out of those, what percentage of them have weapons? And out of those, what percentage of them?
Who wants to blame? Okay, carry on.
But wait, so follow me through on this. If there's like 8 shootings and they're all transgender shooters, and you keep pinning the transgender shooters, put on your thinking cap and say, what are the mathematical
What's the logical
odds
conclusion?
for all of them to be transgender? And you blame it all. Now watch who has the most to gain from this. Watch what happens. If you want the Christians to hate transsexuals more than they already do, this is a hell of a good way to do it.
Yeah.
This is a really good way to do it. So now but watch, here's the dagger. This is the Trojan horse, Sarah. Charlie Kirk, Christian conservative, gets shot by a transsexual. What's the next move the Christians are going to tend to make? They're going to tend to say, well, we shouldn't let transsexuals and LGBTQ have guns.
Yes, because they're using it to kill people.
Welcome to 9/11.
So that would be.
So now follow this. Tell me what you're going to say, because now what's going to happen if they're successful? This small group of people, because that's going to be the new. Watch it. You're going to hear it on the news now. Transgenders, transsexuals, LGBTQ, they should not have weapons, right? If you want to take out 2A, if you want to take 2A out of business, you need a little crack in the armor. What they're going to do is they're going to say, yeah, this small group of people, these terrorists, these transgenders, these deviants, we need to take their guns away. That's the slippery slope they're trying to get you into. I'm telling you, Everybody within...
And they want to do that because biblically it says if you're gay or if you're doing anything...
nothing to do
but
with...
that would be their argument.
Look,
Again, you've got the same thing that we talked about, that God doesn't approve of you or anyone that's gay. You've already got them saying that because in Leviticus it says that, right? So they're already believing certain things about you, but that's not what God thinks about you.
Well, Leviticus says...
So again, you've got religion has hijacked this.
Well, right. I mean, they're using it to their advantage. But
yeah.
Let's deep dive. First of all, Leviticus says hundreds of other things that the average normal American would be stoned for.
Yeah.
So don't even go there.
Yeah, single that
if you're going to pull out one phrase and one thing and whatever,
cherry pick it.
You're going to cherry pick it and stone some people. Read all of Leviticus and then go stone yourself.
But what is the agenda then to stop transgender and transsexual people having weapons? Who gains from that?
I'm telling you, they want your weapons. So watch what happens. They blame this small group of people that are already marginalized. They're already hated by most everybody.
And it's statistically improbable that they would all be doing this.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's a lie.
Yeah.
But watch, and I said it's going to come out. This shooter, I promise you, is a transgender person. At least that's what they're going to project it as, because they want the Christians to hate transgender and they want to defeat 2A. This is about your weapons, people. Hear me. This is not about transgender. This is about them coming to get your weapons.
This is just a start. This
is about weapons.
Yeah.
And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take your hatred towards transgender and you're going to want to agree that these deviants should not have weapons. And that's what you're going to want to do. But what you're going to do is you're going to open the door for them to come and take your weapons.
Yeah.
You have to understand that
no one should give up that right.
Our right to weapons is to defend ourselves. That's everybody's inalienable right. I have the right to defend myself. And
you don't have the right to.
You don't have the right to take it away.
So you're setting up a fake scenario in order to accomplish something and it's to set the slippery slope. It's to set it up.
And I might be wrong. I'm just telling you, I might be wrong.
Well, that's where you've taken.
But
I think we're going to come to find out that they're going to pin it on some person that's supposedly transgender, some patsy. They're going to blame that. Then there's going to be this huge news cycle about how all the reasons that certain people should have psychological profiles done before they get weapons. Ooh. Now, do you believe that? Because
no.
Tony, no one should. No. So what about if you're taking antipsychotic medicine? That shouldn't be revealed?
Look,
that's a tough one for me to swallow.
You're going down a very slippery slope. You're
an 18-year-old who has a criminal record that you don't get asked about your past. You should go in and you should be allowed to buy a gun and show your driving license.
Wait. If you're a criminal, we have a criminal system. We have a system for criminals.
So your criminals, you're not going to be able to sell one to. But what about if you have a mental health issues?
Okay, so that's where I'm talking about. That's the slippery slope. If you and I are talking about this, if we're conspiracy theorists, they're going to turn around and say, and they've already done it, Sarah. They've already said, if you're a conspiracy theorist, you have a mental health issue.
Jesus, really? You think differently.
So if you question the official narrative of the Bible or of the history of the United States or the 14th Amendment not being properly ratified, or if you question any of this stuff,
you're considered mentally ill.
Whether if you question,
I'd be considered mentally ill.
If you question whether or not we've been to the moon or whether the Earth is flat,
all of that.
Whatever you question, you're mentally ill. So now they can go into their DSM, which is their index for all these mental conditions. So the easy low-hanging fruit is for you to take the LGBTQ, these so-called deviants, right? They're going to put them out there, and that's the honeypot. They're going to get you to go and say
infusing hatred too.
And now they're going to try to say, if you have a mental condition, you can't have weapons. Yeah. But then they're going to turn around and say, all y'all have a mental condition.
That's the
That's the
logical conclusion. That is this.
That's the end game.
Right.
So it doesn't matter. They have to start somewhere.
So someone doesn't want us to be armed then, and this is the
That's
way.
what I'm
and
saying.
this is the way they're starting it. Well, one of the ways. This is what they're doing.
That's exactly
This
what
is
I'm
how
saying.
they're going to do it. It's just a big chess
This
game.
is all about coming to get your weapons, and they're going to say, step one.
And then, so we got a whole. Let's just take it to that scenario. So the United States, everyone surrenders their weapon. So no one has guns. Take it right to the limit.
That's what's going to happen. That's what they want to happen. Because watch.
They'll never get it though. Will they?
Listen to what I'm telling you. It's a long. They're in for the long term, for the long play. It starts with all of these people in the world hating a small group of people that almost all of them hate them anyway, right?
But they've been brainwashed to hate them because there's certain things.
It doesn't
that have been
matter.
Written. Oh, I know, but it's so annoying.
It doesn't matter.
God doesn't hate them. That's the whole fucking point.
Right, but the point is, you get a big enough group of people to hate, and that's the difference between a republic and a democracy. A democracy says if we can get 51% of the people to agree to hate this people and take away their rights to weapons,
That's enough.
That's enough. A republic form of government says, no, you have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You can say what you want, just don't hurt other people.
Yeah.
You can have a weapon to defend yourself, just don't hurt other people. Right?
Yeah.
We have the rules in place already, but they want to change the rules.
Well, so you don't want any. So if you're 18 and you should be able to go to a gun store and you should be able to buy a semi-automatic weapon, that's okay with you.
Yes.
Yeah. I have to think about it because I have never really got to that being okay.
Yeah, and the reason is because...
But I grew up in a nation where there wasn't any guns. I mean, we just didn't have guns and we never had shooting. We had a lot of stabbings.
So we're making this topic about guns.
Well, you're taking away. Well, it's going to taking away your freedom, isn't it? That's what you're saying is going to happen. And so we're just dovetail it back to Charlie. Okay, he was taken out in order there to be a slippery slope set up. Try and say that quickly with a gin and tonic. The slippery slope set up.
Is that what you have in there?
But that's what's happening.
Well, and that's my take. I can be wrong.
No, you might be right. You might be wrong. Yeah, but it's bloody interesting.
But I think we need to ask that question because I don't know who the shooter was. As of this recording, I have no idea. But I would...
And we don't know whether we're ever going to get any idea.
Totally.
They'll tell us anything.
I would totally not be surprised if there was an LGBTQ person and they're trying to create hate between the Christians and the gay community. Mm-hmm. They've been doing this for years.
Well, biblically, it's already sanctioned.
But my point is, why would they do that? They've been doing that for years, but why now? Because they have to get our guns away from us. This is about the guns. And they have to get us to. They already hate each other. The LGBTQ and Christians. They.
Well, you can understand because they were pitted apart in the Bible. I mean, this goes back 2,000 years. You're saying in the Bible, God disapproves of you, and I'm on God's side because He's chosen me. And I mean, it's easy how you get to this.
And Jesus's father, Joseph, wore flowery clothing.
He's a hippie.
He wore flowers and clothing. Flowery. He was what we would call today. He was flamboyant.
Yeah.
Today we would call him flamboyant.
Yeah. In England, we had the word dandy.
Right.
And a dandy really took care with their appearance. And it was very flamboyant and colourful.
But that didn't matter back then. Mm-hmm. It matters now. Because now we have this pack mentality. It's a pack.
Tribal.
It's tribal. It's gang. So. Yeah. But what we have to do.
We give a shit too much.
People, if you're listening to this, even if you're listening from another country, because we have a lot of other countries here, please, you take care of yourself, take care of your people, love each other, approach with love and peace and kindness, compassion.
And just acceptance.
Right.
God accepts everyone. There are no chosen people. Just get that out your belief system.
Let's just go another way, and let's just say, let's pretend that all of these shooters were LGBTQ people. Let's just pretend that was the case. What do you have to do to a group of people to get them to a point where they're going to sacrifice their lives for a cause? You have to drive them into a corner. Anything in nature, most things in nature are going to avoid conflict. They're going to sink into the backdrop. Yeah. Even a rattlesnake is going to
fight or flight. It will try and get away.
Even first. A rattlesnake its first option is to get away from the danger and to sneak into the bushes and the shrubs. it's not natural to lash out unless you're cornered. It's natural to fight if you're cornered. And that's what they're doing with these populations, is they're cornering them. And if you corner them and you expect them to not push back, well, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
You're
They have to fight back. They tried to get away. They tried to fly. Now that you're right in their face.
Right.
And why should you marginalize them? Fuck you.
Right.
Right.
So anyway, that's
I
just
think acceptance. I think acceptance of human nature. We all have a right to be here. We have a right to express ourselves how we want and believe what we want and say what we want. And that's the bottom line. And God loves us all, and there are no favourites.
Right.
And that's clean.
And if your religion says that you're the favored people,
then there's a big fucking problem after that. And this is the problem now.
But they can believe that if they want.
Yeah, but don't act like
but
that's
don't
real.
Act like
don't act like that's real.
Yeah, don't act like
Don't talk to me about your kind of God, because he would never do that. He'd have to be a real arsehole if he was going to do that.
Now,
choose some and not the others.
Now, I'm going to go one step further, and we're going to see this come out. In the next 12 months, I promise you this is going to come out. Because more and more people, it used to be, like after 9/11, I said, that's something wrong. Something's wrong with this. Because there's a whole bunch of us pilots say that's not what an airplane does when it hits a building, right? Tons of us. We had thousands of us pilots. Well, now, in 2002, 2003, people thought I was a nut. But now if you go on the street and talk about it, like the fake moon landing or 9/11 being an inside job.
Or UFOs landing.
Or UFOs.
Yeah.
Now it's like people are more like, yeah, you know
that's
what?
likely. That's
it's
likely.
possible.
It's possible.
At least
certainly.
they're not like you're an idiot.
Yeah.
They're saying, yeah, you know what? That's possible. They're opening their mind to the idea it's possible, right?
Yeah. But then you're considered fringe and you're considered conspiracy theorist.
Not anymore.
Mentally wrong.
No.
No, but you're saying that's what they want to do. The moment you don't think in towing the party line, you'll now have a mental health issue.
But now and even like the JFK assassination being a CIA hit job, this is now a mainstream topic.
Yeah.
Most people understand that was an inside job.
So they're not winning.
They're not winning.
No.
And the reason they're not winning is two reasons. One, we have the freedom to say what we have the freedom to exchange ideas and assemble, the freedom to assemble and share ideas. And number two, we have weapons to defend ourselves and to protect the first one. The first one's the first one for a reason. We can say what's on our mind, what's on our heart, what's on our spirit. We can say those things. Number two is to defend our right to say those things. Because Ron Paul said, we weren't given this idea of free speech to talk about the weather.
Yeah, quite.
We're here to talk about very controversial things.
Yeah, things that matter.
Like if your religion wants me to be exterminated, that's not okay with me. Right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I don't like that.
And I don't
idea.
want to name the religion, but there's a big world religion that actually wants that. We're the embodiment of Satan, and we need to be gone or we need to convert.
Right. Yeah. So, those things are not okay. So let me talk about some of the possible solutions. Number one is, first of all, question the narrative. Question the narrative. When something big happens in the news, always ask the question, who's got the most to gain? And also follow the money. Those two questions should be central to everything you do. Who's got the most to gain? And then follow the money. But then you want to look for patterns. If you have a shooting and there's an LGBTQ person that does the shooting, that's pretty weird. I wouldn't expect that. I wouldn't expect that. But when you have 3, 4, 5 in a row, 6 in a row, and all of them are LGBTQ, that's a pattern, and you must dive into those patterns.
Yes, and then someone's going to say they're mentally unstable.
Right. And why would they say that? Because there's agenda behind that. And the agenda is to take your weapons. So we hit that. We don't have to say it anymore.
Interesting.
So now let's talk about
this space.
Let's talk about Web 3. The reason that we can talk like this about fake moon landings and JFK assassination being an inside job, 9/11 being an inside job, the reason we can do that is because we've had the internet, Web 2.0, for many years. Now, Web 2.0 has allowed us to share ideas freely. Some of us...
There's a but coming.
Yeah.
But...
Freely, to a degree.
To a degree, there
like
you go.
Some of us have been censored. Like I've had multiple. I've had YouTube channels.
So you've created 3.0 and what you're doing in order to circumvent your rights of freedom of speech being taken away.
It's not created yet. We're in the process of doing it. So what Web 3 is going to look like is it's going to be a distributed Like, here's the thing. If I took all of my valuables and put it in one place, it would be a simple thing for a thief to come and take it. But what if I took all my valuables and I scattered all of the valuables all over the place?
You can't get them all.
And then I had a map, and only I had the map. Right? So that's where we're going
I like
with
it.
this.
Very intriguing.
So, but the valuables are not jewelry and silver and gold.
It's freedom to speak.
It's data. It's information. So if I had information about some dirtbags doing some dirtbag thing, and it was a video, right? I could actually take that video and distribute it over a whole bunch of places, and then give the map to the pieces to anybody who wants it.
Yeah.
And there's you would
So it's a public service.
It is a
that
public
you're doing,
service.
isn't it?
Absolutely.
Public service announcement here.
Now-
Here's alternative ideas.
And this will come in handy with your books, with the smart books and the things we're working on, because throughout history, you probably know this, throughout history there's been book burnings, right? And even the Christians should be pissed off about how many books of the Bible have been burned and ripped off. They've been stolen from you. There's some beautiful, beautiful scriptures that you're going to go to your grave not seeing unless you dig in and find them. They're still out there.
So in smart books, let's resurrect these and do some annotations and do a narrative of what that looks like.
So this is what...
I mean, you've got the canonized books and you've got the other ones that they can be equally as valid.
And
I love the whole Mary Magdalene thing.
Oh, did you check it out?
Yeah, I did. But I had Mary Magdalene in my novel. So just for the listeners, the Starside Prophecy is an entire cosmology, and it's what the world looks like if we reincarnate. And in that, I'm a reincarnation of Mary Magdalene because I'm the heroine in my own novel. But I like the fact that there's new ideas coming out. And then I like the idea that, you could actually restructure the Bible. Why can't we just say, okay, we're adding some new books? Like when you amend and update the Constitution, right? Just add some new books.
And
Why
I
do
wouldn't
we
even
get
say-
stuck in 325 and Constantine just said yes? Why are we stuck in that tradition?
Because if you look at the books that were actually taken out of the Bible,
They talked about human empowerment.
they talk about how powerful you are. And if you're a
That's exactly what smart books needs to do. We need to resurrect these in the mainstream.
yeah, and I like when you say add books to the Bible, what I would say is this. I would say to get rid of the Bible as we know it, because you're not really adding
I
it.
love it, you blasphemer. I agree with you, though.
But get rid of. But get rid.
Well, I think you can.
I'd say get rid of all the.
Well, I think you can keep the teachings of Jesus and the Golden Rule. St. Paul said a lot of cool things in the epistles, but get rid of all the bullshit. Fuck the Old Testament.
Well, let's just
get rid of that.
Well,
I mean, that is just ridiculous.
We're at a
It's
place now where
horrible
we could take all of these old scrolls, the Dead Sea Scrolls, the Apocrypha, all of these new scrolls and texts, even the ones we recovered from the Vatican, because the Vatican had all of the Library of Alexandria. It didn't burn.
No.
They took them and put them in the Vatican.
Yes. When someone said to me, what would you, I can't remember what I wished for the first one, but the second one was, my second wish, I'd love access with an interpreter to go down to the Vatican Library with someone that speaks Greek and Hebrew, and I just want to see what this shit
So
says.
within our lifetime, Sarah, the smart books that you're talking about, I totally expect to be able to take those scrolls, get them interpreted by multiple different people, so there's no ambiguity.
Well, you have AI do it.
Well,
you have AI do it. You're going to have a way better deal with AI. That's unbelievable. You want AI to interpret those.
Well, but also
in four different languages.
But AI can make errors.
Yeah, but I'm not saying you haven't got to check those, but the bulk of it can come from AI.
Totally. Yeah, so what I'm thinking about is, and I won't use the word, but I've got a working name for what you just described. But think about a Wikipedia, but something like that, but it's a different name, okay? Yeah. And what you do is you take all of these ancient scrolls and texts and you put them in a database that's immutable. You cannot erase it, you cannot. And then what you do is you put a layer of smart contracts with AI agents and you tell the AI agents, hey, I want you to look at all of these scrolls.
Yes.
And I want you to tell me about the human condition, about spirituality, about time travel, about astral projection.
Yes.
I want you to
every
talk,
correlation.
I want you to see,
correlate
look at
the entire thing.
all of the books from all of the religions, and tell me what they have in common.
Yeah.
Tell me
Good
what
place
things
to start.
What things can serve the humans? How do
And
we?
human flourishing and heaven on earth being the end game.
Right.
No one gets exterminated because God didn't choose anyone.
Right.
No one's coming back to save us, and heaven on earth is the end game. They'd be the scriptures that I would love to know
Right,
about.
and
I don't
that's-
want to read anything that talks of God being a mediocre magician.
And
Don't
with,
want to hear about
with
that.
my Web3 substrate, and I won't use the words because I'm even looking at possibly patenting this stuff.
Good girl. That's really
but basically,
good. You're so smart.
Well, basically what happens is I wanted this to be immutable, where even if you took out 10,000 of these nodes, people could still read them.
Yeah,
it would
good.
be impossible to not read them.
It's just forever.
It's a forever thing.
Yeah.
And what's neat
In
is,
stone.
yeah. And by the way, if
I love it.
if anybody listening here is skilled in technology,
Interpreting Latin.
the Internet of Things, if you're good,
if you're a geek.
the
Geeks will inherit the world, so remember that.
if you're a full stack developer, if you're a freedom lover and you want to put your skills to work, please drop me a note because I have so many. I've got 30 projects, Sarah, right now. All of them are built on
So
Web3.
Tia Jolie needs an intern. That would be great. That would.
I
be
need about
really
800
All
interns
right,
right
we'll
now.
do that. We'll decree 800. Okay.
I'll start with
in
one.
a year.
But yeah, this is so.
Good for you. I love the fact that you're so ambitious and you believe in yourself. And I think you're doing a great job. I mean, I don't agree with everything that you say, but I think we agree on a lot of things. But I'm amazed at the energy and your intellect, what you think about.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
grateful. Thank you. This has been a really good. Like you and I sat down in front of these mics a year ago or so, and we didn't know what we were going to do. But
Well, we were two women getting to know each other. That was the premise.
right, and
That's how it all was.
and you know what's cool about it? Like, even like if somebody goes back and listens to all of our 55 previous episodes, there's times where we don't agree, and it's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's just
That's the whole
fine.
thing. So let's just circle this back
Yeah.
before we finish to Charlie. So someone took him out. I don't need to agree with him, and I don't agree with him. If we had a spiritual debate, I wouldn't agree with him on anything. He doesn't deserve to die, and so rest in peace. And I'm fine where he's gone. I believe that we all reincarnate, and that's, and my, heart goes out to his family. And then for 9/11, just who that fucked up, everyone that was fucked up by that, my heart goes out to them, and just want to honour them 24 years later. It's unbelievable that 24 years has gone by. I remember that like it was yesterday.
Yeah,
So.
and I think the best way we can honor them is to actually listen to them. Because if you listen to the fire chiefs that were on the ground, if you listen to the recordings, the radio transmissions, they were literally talking about bombs going off in the building. So if you really want to honor those first responders, don't just sit there and light a candle for them. Listen to the actual transcripts and the actual radios, and listen to
What they were dealing with.
the original footage, the eyewitnesses, and do the deep dive. If you really want to honor them, then you want to do the deep dive and get to the dirtbags who actually did this. That's the best way to honor them. So, but we want to honor all y'all.
Yes, it's been lovely.
But
So
we get spirited, and I'm a freedom lover. I will go to my grave.
freedom fighter.
I'll go to my grave defending Sarah's right to say what she wants,
yeah.
to believe as you wish.
Yeah.
But
we can talk about bad ideas. We have to talk about bad ideas. So I'm not saying it's anyone's right to. You can believe what you want to believe.
Right.
But I do talk about belief systems.
And-
Some are fucked up.
And it's by listening. I told this to my children growing up. Your beliefs are your beliefs until they're no longer your beliefs.
Yeah, and I've shed some of mine.
And you know what? The thing about beliefs is they're pliable.
Mm-hmm.
They're built on what you think you've interpreted from the world
And
around
test
you.
them out.
But put them to the test.
Mm-hmm.
And the way you put them to the test, and I use AI this way. Like I was driving to the VA, my VA ortho, my guy that's helping me rebuild my hip. I was driving back and I told Rosie, I said, here's my idea. And I told her about my Web3 mesh, which is the new substrate for the new internet. I told her about that. I told her about the design, and I told her, prove me wrong. poke holes in my idea.
It's so funny because I was doing the same thing with Desmond last night. I said to Desmond, because I downloaded my catechism in it, and I said, I need every weak spot. I want to fend all the critics that are going to come at me. And I'm going through doing exactly what you're doing right now. This has to be foolproof.
Come to me as a...
I've got to do this out the gate, because this has to be... I don't want to deal with you all after this. This is going to speak for itself. So I've got a computer helping me with that, and it's wonderful.
That's the best thing we can do is listen to the people who have different opinions, even if it's AI. Hey, tell me where my logic is wrong.
Yes, exactly.
Tell me where I'm missing something. And that's where we become stronger. But that also goes with your Christian faith, with your Muslim faith, with your Buddhist. Even if you're an atheist, you have a faith.
Yeah, somebody believes in something.
You believe that you believe in something. Yeah. You're an atheist. That's your faith. You believe that
you just get one life and it's all a crapshoot.
Right. So you really must question those things because one of two things will happen. You either validate your existing belief system or you upgrade them. Yeah. So
here's to upgraded belief systems.
This is great. And let's go get you another gin and tonic. No, what are you drinking today?
Do you want to taste it?
What is it?
It's peach iced tea, but very, very weak.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's very peachy.
No, I think I'll...
Yeah, there's no alcohol in here, darling. It would be funny, though. We should do that next time. Let's do a shot and we'll start talking and see what happens to us.
Oh, my God.
No, we'll do that at Christmas. We'll do a Christmas special. We'll have an eggnog.
I don't want to do a Christmas special. I want to do a...
Oh, I want to do a Christmas special.
No. It'll be a special program, but it'll be the winter solstice.
Okay,
but we can call it everything. We can call it like...
Let's have fun. At this time of year, we have a few of them. Got Thanksgiving. We got Christmas.
You know, this is a really cool time of year. We also have
we're in the embers.
The fall equinox coming up.
I have to look at the significance of that. I'll ask Desmond tonight. What's the significance of this fall equinox and how does it affect my existence?
Cool. Okay, y'all.
All right,
hey,
darling,
listen, we've been really all over the board today. Thank you all for joining us, and we'll talk to you. Talk to you next week. Be well.
Soul Decodes, a feature presentation, airs every Friday on the Earth Angel Media Network. This episode of Soul Decodes is sponsored and produced by Live Pure. Optimize your life by taking your health to the next level. Listen now to learn how Live Pure will make your world better.
Live Pure is an American-based distribution system of online portals that give discounted access to clean, potent, natural, and ethically sourced healthy solutions for fat loss, muscle gain, immaculate skin care, immune system support, whole body cleanse, physiological balance, and performance support for athletes of all ages. Live Pure handpicks the best products and nutrients from world-class companies, always adding to their quickly growing wellness lineup that now includes Korean skincare, medical-grade nutraceuticals listed as pharmaceutical alternatives in the physician's desk reference, and healthy coffee that rivals the world's best, but for only about $1 per cup. Soul Decodes listeners looking for vitality, youth, beauty, and better health can get 25% off retail by visiting livepure.com/Sarah Thierry and signing up for free as a preferred customer. If you are a content creator, influencer, or home-based entrepreneur looking for worldwide cash flows from the emerging gig economy, Live Pure's state-of-the-industry brand partner affiliate program can bring you up to 7 different payment vectors as bonuses. As a content creator aligned with Live Pure and Earth Angel Media, you will enjoy massive co-marketing benefits, including a cutting-edge website that is personally branded to you or to your business. Sign up as a brand partner at livepure.com/Sarah Thierry. Or drop us a note at connect@earthangelproject.com to get more information.